What's up, Foundation? What's up, YouTube? Man, it's me, your big partner, Cartoon 53. And I'm back again, man. I'm back again. It's story time. It's story time. Man, y'all listen, y'all check this out. Man, this is a story about when I got into it with the police over my wife in prison. You know what I'm saying? Now, a lot of these prison, man, you know what I'm saying? They got these police that sit around and sweat the visiting yard. They want to sweat the visiting yard. They want to watch. They want to look at your woman. They want to look at everything going, and then to try to get at them. They predators. Not only do the men police be predators, but some of them female officers be predators too. They, you know what I'm saying? They be, you know, some of the female officers in there be gay, and they be sweating these women coming in on the visit. So this was a problem that I was going through. Now, if y'all remember back some of my stories, I was telling y'all when I was at the lowest period of my time when I was doing time. This was at a very, very low period. And, you know what I'm saying, God dropped a gift in my lap. He gave me my wife, my second wife that I was married to in Alabama prison. So anyway, you know, we got together. Now, when I told y'all about she was bad. When I tell you, homie, she was bad, this woman was bad. I'm talking about bad. At the time, she might have been about 41 or 42 years old. Looked at better than anything in that whole prison coming up in there in their 20s. You know what I'm saying? Looked at bad. I'm talking, oh, she was tough. I'm talking about bow, boom, bam. Whew. She had all the female, all the male guards in there talking about her. They used to talk about her. Had the old gay female guards in there, kept trying to get at her. Now, she would have to go through so many ups and downs every week. Every time, well, I'm gonna say every time she was coming to see me, they was on her. You know what I'm saying? Now, she would wear the correct clothes. She was wearing the correct clothes, but because her clothes didn't fit her the way some of them other bag of orange built bras that was coming up in there looked, they would get on her. Oh, that's too tight. Your derriere is shaking too much. This, that, and that. Man, she would always have to go down the street to the thrift store and buy some 15 sizes too big just to get in. And I would tell her, I said, babe, why you just don't put on them big old ugly clothes before you leave the house? And she was like, I don't want to wear that. I don't get down like that. That stuff ugly. And it ain't my fault. This is my shape. I'm wearing the same stuff that they said is approved on the list, and they tripping, you know, and she was. She was wearing the same correct clothes that was approved on the visiting list, but they was tripping on my baby, man. Because she was bad. Oh, my God. Anyway, so look, here it is. It was one police, man. Now, this police, man, this police was a real live dirtbag. A real dirtbag. I don't want to say his name. For one, y'all know I don't like using names. And for two, he's deceased. You know what I'm saying? He did some on the streets, whatever. That was years and years and years ago. But anyway, so he had a habit of getting at women on the visiting yard. Now, this was known throughout the prison, how he get out. You feel what I'm saying? A lot of dudes overlooked a lot of stuff he didn't really trip on him because he was the main horse in the prison at the time. I'm talking about this fool was toting, he was toting more dope than Pablo Escobar, you know? So anyway, here it is, time coming on. He had been trying to get at my wife before I'd even met her. You know what I'm saying? He'd been talking about her, this, that, and other. So now here it is, as time went on, I told y'all the story how I ended up knocking her. Boom, so now we together, but now we was keeping it on the hush-hush. We didn't want a lot of people to know. You know, out of respect for her son, because her son was in there with me. Out of respect for her son, we was keeping it on the low. So now, when we got to the point to where we wasn't keeping it on the low no more, we just let it out there. Because, of course, when she started coming to visit me, everybody and their mama was like, what? What? You know what I'm saying? That's such and such mama, man. She up here with Toon? You know what? What's she doing on the yard with Toon? Shoot, she on the yard with Toon because I was a bad man from that Avalon gang. You know what I'm saying? And she had to tuck and roll and get on in where she fit on. I tucked her like right guard deodorant. You feel me? So anyway, I end up knocking her off. We end up getting together. So boom. I never forget the first time we went on the visiting yard. Man, every eye in the prison, on the visiting yard, I'm going to say, was on us. I'm talking about jaws was dropping like, you know, what? So, you know, I played it off. You know, I had a regular face, you know what I'm saying? But really, you know what I'm saying, in back of my mind, I'm like, yeah, fool. Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah, Avalon. You know what I'm saying? That's how I felt about it. Y'all see me? Yeah. You country boys couldn't get her. She want that West Coast All-Star. Me, you know? But anyway, so it's out. The cat's out the bag. So now, like I say, her son lived in the block with me. So now it's like, you know, boom, they like in his ear, like, dang, man, how Tune knock your mama, man? You know, it's an awkward thing to go through. Here it is, you know what I'm saying? Your mama been knocked by a dude, a prison dude that's in here with you. You know what I'm saying? So you, of course, your little partners behind the scene, they gonna be clowning, they gonna be doing all what they doing. You know, man, woo, 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 woo. But he rolled it out like a champ. He rolled it out like a champ, which is cool. I commend him on that one. But we was real tight. We was cool. This right here made us even tighter. You know what I'm saying? It made our bond even stronger. We was just real cool, you know? And a lot of people talk about, as time went on, man, your stepdaddy. And he would get mad. He'd get mad, oh, man, I ain't got no stepdaddy. You know what I'm saying? Me and Tune cool, but I ain't no stepdaddy. And I, you know, you're right. You know, I ain't no stepdaddy. I don't bump all that, you know? So anyway, time going on. Now, this one hating police, he was so hot, he was so jealous about it, but he knew not to play with me in my face. He knew not to play with me in my face because now he knew what I was about up in that prison system. He knew, no, don't do that. No, don't do that. But he was talking behind my back. I was getting messed because I had ended up moving out the block, going to the drug dorm. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get them little certificates and stuff so I can try to get out of prison. Now, of course, she motivated, you know, just me and her being together, sure enough, motivated me to try to do the right thing and get outside and come home to her. Anyway, so, but now I would get messages from different dudes who heard him talking, like, you know what I'm saying, man, what's she doing with this fool Tone, man? Man, this fool ain't nothing, man. I'm sitting up here, man, with all this money. I'm trying to get at her because he had been trying to get at her now. And she don't give me the time of day, man. She with this fool, man. Woo, 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 woo. She with him. You know what I'm saying? He got a life sentence. You know what I'm saying? He ain't nothing here, bro. Gang banging thug. Woo, woo, woo. He ain't got no money like me. And all this so punk hating mess that this chump used to do. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't studying it though. You can run your mouth. Run your mouth. Don't run your mouth to me. And then if you run your mouth too much and I get tired of hearing it, I'm going to come check you about that. But now he caught me during the time I was at a good space in my life. You know what I'm saying? She had put me in a whole different mindset. She had made my whole mental status and state go to a whole different level. So I was going to let him get away with running his jibs. You know what I'm saying? Where my water at? So anyway. Yeah. Y'all know I like that water. But anyway, so he kept popping off, which I was ignoring it, letting it go. So now, even when we got married, this how much of a hater this clown was. Even when we got married, you know what I'm saying? We went through all our process with the chaplain, sitting down, talking, boom. So our wedding day came. She came up, brought the little cake, and all this and that, you know what I'm saying? Boom. I look up. Here this police come. Here this police come, y'all. He tried to ease. This what he did. He went and got her son and brought her son up to me and her wedding so he have an excuse to be there. Like he really doing me a favor, her a favor, and her son a favor by letting him come to the wedding. Which I didn't have a problem with her son coming to the wedding. But it was his hating behind I didn't want there. But you know, I played it cool, didn't trip, didn't say nothing. Hey, let it ride. He all up in the wedding, looking, the whole hookup. You know what I'm saying? Up in there. So, you know, after we end up getting married, we get a little time, not no conjugal visits like Cali. They don't do that in Alabama. But we get, get an hour or so to go sit in the corner in the back in the dark in the booth and talk, whatever. Eat cake and do what we gonna do. So he ended up leaving, taking her son back. So, I'm like, dang, this chump right here is something else, y'all. He all up he in the wedding. Boom. time goes on. Time goes on. I'd see him every now and then, you know, coming out the kitchen, and he you know, every now and then he had something slick to say, like, Big Tone, what's up, man? I'm like, yeah, I'm like, what's up? He's like, yeah, you living good now, huh? You got you something to live good for, huh? And I would look at him. And I'll be contemplating, mess mine off or let it go. I already know what she would say. Let it go, baby. So I let it go. You know, I let it go. I let it go. Time goes on. Time goes on. Back and forth, you know, week after week or whatever. I come off to visiting y'all one day. And so, this is how you got to come off to visit y'all. When you get a visit, when you coming off the yard, your visitors can't leave out the visiting room. They got a little area that they got to stand in, wait until you go back and they strip search you. Make sure you ain't got no contraband. Once they strip search you, then they turn around and they, you know, tell your visitor, okay, when they let you leave back to your block, then they turn around and let your visitors leave. So now one day I come up to visiting y'all with her, strip search, boom, I'm gone. But now what had happened was, while she was out there waiting, he eased up on her. Called himself talking like, yeah, you know, from what she tell me the chump said was, you know, how you doing? You know, she like, you know, she cordial, okay, how you doing? What she said, he said, something about, you know, if you need anything, you're doing it right. Oh, but now let me leave this out. There was a slight connection there too, though. Come to find out, her son that was in there with me had a baby by the police's niece. So that was a slight connection there. Yeah, her son had a baby by that police's niece. Anyway, so, but now, bump all that. I don't give a dang if they were Siamese twins connected at the toenails. Bump that, you know? So anyway, he trying to jug at her, whatever. So when they released me, they released her. She wasn't going to trip. She wasn't going to tell me because she knew how I was going to react. Man, listen. One of my little partners out of Tuscaloosa, he come back to the block and he tell me like, hey, Tune, man, look, when you left out off the visiting yard, man, that police such and such, man, was trying to get at your wife. I'm like, what? He was trying to get at your wife. Now, this was on a Saturday. I'm like, for real, homie? He like, yeah, he was over there trying to talk to her. I'm like, what, you know, what was her body language? He was like, man, you know, she wasn't really studying for real. You know, she wasn't tripping, but I'm just letting you know, he got all up in her grill. I'm like, all right, cool, bet. Now, I'm hot. I'm hot as fish grease. I'm hot, boy. I'm hot for real. I couldn't catch him that Saturday. The next day, Sunday, I was on the hallway and seen him. When I see him, I bell up on him. I'm like, hey, man, check this out, such and such. He like, oh, man, what's up, Tune? I'm like, nah, I ain't know what's up, Tune. I say, homie, look, check this out. You've been hating on me now for months on top of months on top of months. I ain't said nothing to you. I say, but now listen here. You know that's my wife. I don't care nothing about you got a thing for her, fool. That's over with. You know not to play with me like that. He like, man, Tune, what you talking about, man? I say, man, yesterday when I come up to visiting yard, man, fools told me, man, how you tried to walk up. Oh, no, I was just asking her, was she all right? Did she? Man, you don't need to ask her nothing. You don't need to walk up on her and say nothing to her. Fool, I know about all what you've been saying behind my back playing with me. I'm like, hey, man, check this out. You know I ain't the one now. I say, no, Tune. And you know they come, man, it ain't like that. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't, man, I ain't scandalous. Yes, you are scandalous like that. Yes, you would do that. You ain't nothing but a snake, a dirtball snake, clown. I said, let me tell you something. Now, I was taking a chance right here because I threatened him. He could have went on, just locked me up and got rid of me then. But, boy, I put the homies on him, though. But anyway, I tell him, I say, cuz, check this out. Matter of fact, no, I didn't cuz him. Because I was trying to be good, a good boy about that time. But I remember I told him, I said, man, check this out. Don't say nothing to my wife again, period. Nothing. I don't care if she fall down. You don't help her up. You don't do nothing with her. I say, man, if I get a report or if I find out or she tell me, man, that you approached her in any type way on any type level, I say, partner, me or you not going home from this prison. Something going to have to be done. And you know how I get out. No, Tune, man, it ain't like that. You ain't got a trip like that, man. I know that's your wife, man. You know, woo, 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 woo. I say, well, act according then. Act according then, man. Stay up on my girl face, fool. Stop playing with me. Man, I tell you what, man, I ain't gonna trip like that then. I ain't gonna say nothing to her. I was just trying to help her, but now if you feel like that, Tune, me and you cool, man, and woo, woo, woo. Me and him wasn't cool. Wasn't cool. He was a snake. Now, that happened Sunday. Sunday go by. Monday go by. Tuesday morning, I was on the transfer. Man, they come tap my bunk early that morning. Boop, 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 boop. I'm like, what's up? You such and such? Yeah. Pack up. You on transfer. What? Man, transfer? Man, what? I went in panic mode because I was not trying to go nowhere because this prison that I was in at the time, man, it wasn't nothing but a 10-minute drive from her house. 10, 15-minute drive from her house. It was right there. So, you already know, man, she knocking the doors down coming to see me. I said, transfer? Man, listen, man, what this chumpy did, he had pool in the prison. Monday, he went to classification and got me what they call a C-51. That's like emergency transfer up out the pen. Now, true enough, I'm in a maximum security prison at the time. Where they were sending me was to a lower level pen, but it was way, way far away. And it was the worstest pen in the state, man. This was a pen where I don't smoke cigarettes or drugs. But this was the only prison they had that was a non-smoking prison. Wasn't nothing going on. Wasn't no cell phones. Was not one cell phone. They was telling like 90 going north. Wasn't no cell phones. Wasn't no cigarettes. Wasn't no weed. It wasn't none of that. So, now the weed and the cigarettes I didn't care, but the cell phone, this was one of my lifelines to my wife at the time. You know what I'm saying? Bump, spending all that money on the wall phone. We on the cell phone. We going to bed with each other every night, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, So anyway, when they said transfer, I ain't gonna even lie. I ran and hid. I didn't want to go. I ran and hid. Man, I'm way down at the back, up under somebody's bunk. They looking for me. They finally found me. I'm like, man, something got to be done. Man, they tripping. So now, like I say, at the time I was in the drug dorm. Now, the drug counselor at the time, I was her, I'm not her aide, but like, I could say I was her aide. I worked for her. Any paperwork, I did the paperwork for her, what I'm saying, did all the running and stuff for her. I worked for her. And me and her was kind of cool. So, man, when they finally got me up front to the barbershop with all my property and stuff, she ended up coming to work. When she was coming to work that morning, she passed by me. I'm like, hey, boom, boom, boom. I'm trying to tell her, man, they turned. She like, what? So she went in and tried to talk for me, but it was too late. Paperwork, this thing was already in motion. I'm gone. He did it. He made sure I was getting up out that prison. So he figured he was getting me dogged out by sending me to so far away from my wife and send me to a prison where there wasn't nothing going on. And he kind of was on point. It was messed up. It was kind of messed up. They shipped me that Tuesday. Boom. So when they shipped me, of course, everybody got cell phones. Her son called, or people called. What I'm saying? Later, hey, man, they shipped Tune and blah, 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 blah. Dang, So when I got to where I was there. I got there that Tuesday. Wednesday, Thursday came. Thursday, Friday, when that weekend came, she was up at that prison with all the paperwork, marriage certificates, her birth certificate, whatever she needed to show these people, hey, look, y'all let me up in there and see him. But she couldn't get in because my visiting slip hadn't cleared yet. So she couldn't get in that week. But the following week, she was in. And it was all good. She was like, baby, don't even trip. Don't even trip. I don't care. I know what they're doing, but I'm coming. They can't keep us apart. I'm like, cool. So that was cool. So I'm thinking, well, Bumpin', I'm in a lower level prison. It's going to look good when I go up for parole. Because at that time, I was going up in about another year. So here it comes. The drama again. Oh, they had a white boy police work there. He was one of them white boy police that thought he was cool, thought he was black, and wanted to hang out and just do his thing. You know what I'm saying? where wore his little gold, had his little pimp walk and all this other stuff. Cool, I ain't got no problem with you, They got called working the truck. Now the truck is, they have a perimeter truck that circles the whole prison all day long. They got 2-3 different shifts of these dudes, you know what I'm saying, just circling the perimeter of the prison on the prison grounds. So of course, when he coming around on visiting day, he gonna pass by all the visitors and stuff. So this fool seen my wife coming up in there one day, on one visiting day. She was so bad, he stopped the truck, took his phone out, click, click, and took a picture of her. It was another police that worked in there that I was kind of cool with. You know what I'm saying? He come to me one day and he told me, because I'd heard about it, but now the police hadn't come back to work yet. And he found out that I knew that this police did this. And he knew I was finna run up on him and check him. But he got to me first. He was like, hold up, Toon, check this out. He said, let me talk to him. He said, don't trip. It ain't nothing. Let me talk to him. I'm like, no, homie, it is something. Man, this fool taking pictures of my wife. No, man, I said, man, that's some old creeped out pervert stuff. I said, man, I'm finna see this clown. He like, no. He talked to me. I said, you know what, Arcue, I'm gonna let you talk to him. He talked to him. The police came and apologized to me. And that was there. You know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking it's all good. Boom, 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 boom. Time goes on. I end up going up for parole, y'all. This police, the one that I left in the other prison, hated me so bad, was so jealous of me, y'all. Look what he did. I could have went home. I could have went home way earlier than what I did. But now, when I went up for parole, my wife went to Montgomery for the parole hearing. So she there, and it's a 3-person panel. If 2 people say yeah, you go. She said, when I went there, they asked, was anybody there for me? She stood up. Yeah, I'm his wife, blah, 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 blah. Cool. One person, she said, as they talking about it, looking through my file, looking how, the changes I had made, this, that, and the other. The first police had voted yeah. Yay. Before the second police could vote, now I'm saying police, but they really free world people, the parole board people. I just say police, but anyway. Before the second parole board person could speak, a lady come in. Talk about, hold up, wait. Now, she stated her name and stated who she was. They got a thing called the Victims Advocates Committee in Alabama. What they do, they speak up for the victims of cases if the victims can't speak up. So this woman busts up in there, talk about, hold up, and had a file. Talk about, I did this when I was in the prison. I did that. I'm over the gangs. He's the leader of the Crips in here. He's over the gangs. He did this, said this, boom, 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 boom. There's dictionaries, which of course they should have been able to see this stuff. But she had some stuff where she got it from. At the time, I didn't know. They had to go dig this up, unearth this. She started talking about all type of stuff in California prisons, stuff on the streets in LA and this, that, and the other. I'm like, what? So when she did that, she virtually killed me, y'all. Denied. Boom. They denied me. Man, broke my wife heart. Broke her heart. I never forget, I went up on a Thursday. I remember the exact date, but I forget the date, but it was on a Thursday. I wasn't feeling good about that date anyway, Thursday. Usually everybody go up on Mondays and Tuesdays, but I went up on a Thursday. But anyway, she said the next day, Friday morning, her phone rung. She said she answered the phone, and it was this police. Now, I left something out. Right before I went up, the same hating police that had got me shipped, he called her one day and tried to talk about, yeah, why you with Toon? Toon ain't never coming home. Toon got life. He ain't never no thug gang bang. I got all this money I want to spend on you. All this, I want to do this. Why you just don't give me a chance? She told me about it. I'm like, what? So now she was talking about calling a warden and doing this and this and this. Now I ain't gonna even lie. I ain't with no telling, no snitching. But now I told her, I say, hey man, do what you gonna do. You know what I'm saying? Do what you gonna do. Because I didn't have no other way to fight this clown. Because he had her number. How he got her number, I don't know. Went in the files or whatever. But calling her and harassing her on the phone. And I couldn't do nothing about it. I felt helpless. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, yeah, okay. I mean, handle your business. Do what you got to do. So she told him, she said, look, because he tried to call her again. And when she tried to call again, she told him, if you call my phone number again, I'm going to call the warden and I'm going to call the commissioner and I'm going to get you fired. I'm going to tell him you harassing me. You should not have my number and blah, 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 blah. So he never called back with his hating behind. So fast forward. I go for parole. He was the one who went and got information on me and gave it to the victims' right group to come protest me. And that's what made them come up there and He did that. And so, he put all that into play. It got me set off because he couldn't see me going home to that fine woman. And he wanted her and he couldn't have her. So he did that. So turn around, like I said, I got set off on a Thursday. They denied me on a Thursday. The very next morning, Friday, the phone rings. She answered the phone. Hello? He said, yeah, I told you he wasn't going to get out. Yeah, now keep playing. Click. And hung the phone up. What? I was hot. I was mad, y'all. I didn't know. Ooh, I couldn't believe it. Couldn't do nothing about it, though. Time went on. Y'all know. Y'all seen some of my videos. As years and years passed, we end up getting a divorce. We end up, just going our separate ways. We were still kind of cool. We ended up going our separate ways. Didn't hear from her again for like many, many years until I got out. When I got out, she was the first person I got in contact with because it was just too much that went on in prison between us for me not to try to see what she was talking about when I got out on the streets. So, of course, when I got out, matter of fact, she was the first person I put it on when I got out. She was the first one. Tracked her down on Facebook when I first got out. First couple of days out, I tracked her down on Facebook. Found her, told her I was out. She's like, okay, boom, 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 boom. We got together. We did what we did. And we realized, okay, the love we had for each other back then, it wasn't there no more. We just be cool. Cool. She went her way, I went my way. We always stayed cool until her son ended up getting killed in prison. When her son got killed in prison, it kind of messed her up. She had nerve to get mad at me. Now, the reason why she was mad at me is because her son got killed by a Crip. Now, her son was a disciple, but he got into some mess in the prison, and he ended up getting killed by another Crip dude. And I knew the Crip dude. I knew him. And for some reason, she took it out on me because I'm a Crip. And I told her, I said, hold up. I don't, look, I ain't got nothing to do with that. Period. I had been out of prison by that time about 2 years. And I ain't had nothing to do with that. But she was still mad at me. She was distraught, mentally messed up. And we end up just parting ways 100%. She went her way, I went my way. I wish her the best. I ain't heard from her since. I ain't trying to. I'm happily married now. So it is what it is, man. But yeah, that's that story, man. This dude, hey, it get wicked in that prison, man. It get wicked in all of them, man. Because them police, you gotta look. Them male police, they human too. We try to hold them to a higher standard because they police, but at the end of the day, they ain't number some more hard-head fools that come out the hood just like we do, just having to get a job. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, man, it ain't no thing, but it's me, your big partner, Cartoon 5'3", that big old A gang. I'm out, y'all. Peace.